section.
So this is a question for both of you, but being the VP, you'll spend the most time talking, the person you'll spend the most time talking to is the president. So in that sense, what would you do, what approach would you do if there was ever a conflict between you and the president himself, herself?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so thank you so much for the question, Anvi. And then I think that every organization have conflict, both personal and professional. But then it is important for us the good communication will be the key to solve the conflict. So if we have a conflict, and then even if we have personal conflict, we have to realize that our first priority is to have to solve the problem and to make to come up with a solution that can run the event efficiently or just run the organization efficiently. So it would be best for us to have a talk together, listen to each other's opinion, and not just only us, but the whole executive, the whole e-board member board, so that after we address our opinion and then analyze each pros and cons of the opinion or the ideas, then we will have the vote from all of the individual, all of the member within the e-board. Then it will be fair and well if we have black and white vote, make it clear and then come up with a solution together to solve the problem. That's in my opinion.
Well, I think that I really agree with you. I think that communication is really key in solving problems and conflicts within the organization, especially between vice president and president. For me, personally, I have strong opinions about my vision with VSA, and I know that I want to make VSA as inclusive and dynamic as possible, and I know that I have the resources to do that. And if during our operations, President and I have conflicts, I believe that the conflicts would only be because we have different ways of operating, and that can be easily solvable because I know that we both want VSA to become better. And so when the conflict happens, I will make sure to communicate. As you know, I'm a marketing major, so that's what I do for a living. And so when I talk about, I will talk first personally with the president and to understand his or her side of the opinion, and I will also tell them why I think that my way is a better way to do, and we will figure out a way to compromise. And if that does not work, I will bring it to the executive board in order for us to vote and be a democracy in order to reach the best decision possible. So that's my final answer.
A question from our current president, Jack.
Who?
Zach. Alright, so this word by word, what he said. So the vice president's role sometimes requires you being the Huazai person. When things got heated and everyone is working with each other, how do you plan to fix this? This is for both of you.
Well, when there's a conflict that happens, first of all, I need to identify if this conflict is on a personal level or a professional level. If it's a professional level, I think it's very easy to solve because at the end of the day, I know that the two people who are fighting each other, what are their goals? They want to help VSA become better, and they think that their actions would benefit them. So the organization, first I would talk to them both and decide, and help them get to know what the other person thinks. And I would be the middleman in order to talk, okay, so this is what he thinks, and this is why they think that this is better for VSA. However, if it's a personal level, first of all, I would need to talk to each and one of them because I think that is important, to squash all hatred and animosity that happens within VSA. I definitely want it to be a harmonious and peaceful environment in order to help VSA become better because if we're not strong within, how can we be strong with outside of the community? So, and after I've talked to them, I will set them down and assign them different assignments so that they will know what needs to be done, because at the end of the day, getting the job done is what I care about the most. And after that, we will work on further assignments that needs to be done. So yeah.
So like in my opinion, I think this type of question that Jack asked us is kind of like similar to what Yu Tong asked. And like instead of like for Yu Tong, it's kind of like we are the person who involved in the conflict, but then this time we kind of like a peacemaker. So I think the important key to like be a peacemaker is to kind of like being a listener and a big critical thinker. So at first, if the problem arises, then I will like talk to each of like the person who involved in the conflict personally, and then I will analyze the pros and cons, and then like after that we can have like what I mentioned before, like executive board meeting, and then we can make it like a democracy and just vote like which one is better, and then which one would come up with like a efficient solution to like solve the problem and like to help us to run the organization better. But then when we come up together already, and then it's a professional like conflict, and then everyone agreed that we will like put aside our personal conflict to come up with kind of like a professional solution. But then if there's only one person who doesn't want to like be professional and then just want to kind of like having a personal conflict continue going on, then the best solution I think is we just like ask the person to contribute to Drexel VSA as a different role, and it will be better for the organization as a whole.
Yeah, so besides like being the peacemaker, the conflict resolver, so what do you think is the other job that the vice president should do?
So like besides being the peacemaker, I think it is also important to like connect everyone together and like motivate everyone within the community, within the team, like the board members, so that we can all work together collaboratively. And so as like Lynn already mentioned before, that this is important for us to like have the task and the work done, but then it's also important for, I think that it's also important for everyone to have like the motivation and the will to like, so that we can have the same passion, the same goal in order to like, achieve the bigger goal in the end. And then at the same time, it is also the task of the vice president to fill in the gap when the president is not here. And it is also important for us to like allocate the task efficiently to each member, so that everyone can work collaboratively with each other, both externally and internally.
Well, I believe that the role of the vice president is not only to be helping the organization internally and strengthening the relationship, but also to help us expand externally. So as I said before, I'm quite well connected within Drexel, and I can help us reach out to many organizations. Aside from that, I also want to help host more events, not only for us to bring VSA to other organizations, but to bring members of VSA together. So being a part of other organizations, I can tell that they have really good morale within their organization. And I'm a brother of Alpha Kappa Psi, and I can honestly say that I'm very proud to be a part of this brotherhood. And we host a lot of events together, and we meet every week. However, I feel like VSA does not meet that frequently, and within us we have cliques and different groups of people who may or may not hang out with each other. So but then again, there are no animosity between us. It's just because we do not have time or a place to hang out together. So as vice president, I want to host more events in order to help us connect more with each other and bring Drexel VSA to more people. Thirdly, finally, as vice president, I also think it's my role and responsibility to help the president in accomplishing his task, if he or she's task, if they're not here. And I will be here as the final last woman standing if anything happens.
Okay. Yeah, just quick follow-up. So you mentioned that you are a part of very different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you said you have a really good time management skill, but as a vice president, you have to support like every single aspect. You have to fill in every time all call. You don't have like, so you have to like really be available when they need you. So how like how do you do that when you have like other things going on and your schedule was so packed? So how are you gonna solve that?
So of course, like I said before, I'm very good at time management. Last term, I was a part of many things that requires a lot of commitment from my part, but I managed to accomplish all of them, and I think I accomplished very well. So for me, as vice president, I think that commitment is not an issue. And as always, there's always social media, and everyone can always contact me on Facebook or Instagram. So I do not think that communication will be a problem. So yeah, I think that with that, I can be vice president and I can do well while maintaining other responsibilities in other organizations.
Another question from Black Bui. To Lynette. That's for Lynette. So you talk a lot about external connections, but how about internally? Are you plan to connect small groups within VSA?
Well, as I said before, I plan to host a lot of events. That is what I aim to do, and it's not just for other non-Vietnamese or Vietnamese who are not part of our community to come and join us. For me, my goal is to host events that I will actually want to come, and that's what I'm gonna do. And for a lot of people from Ascend and ASA before, a lot of them are my friends, but when I asked them, would you vote for me? They said, oh, can I? And I said, have you attended any VSA event? They said, oh no. So I want to host more events that not only those people will want to come, but Vietnamese people will want to come too. And that's how I'm gonna connect everyone.
I have a very quick question. So I think one of the difficulties being like vice president is that you talk about it, your professional. If there's conflict, it's gonna be both the professional or personal. And one of the difficulties is that you're gonna be working with your friends. So it's sometimes very hard to like define what is professional and what is personal, especially when you and your friends have like one may have like higher ranks than the other. So I just want to ask when there is conflict, which side is stronger in your like professional or personal? Just one word.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. So like when I decided to run for this position and be a part of like a professional group, then that mindset is like I would be like more professional. But then it is inevitable that there will be like personal conflict come up.
Sometimes there's no but, like you have to choose like keep that one let them go, and then
Yeah.
I just want to know like professional or personal.
Professional.
I will go with professional.
So for the New Hope, you mentioned earlier that you are one of the president right-hand man. So besides supporting the president with all your heart and soul, what's your agenda for like promoting VSA or anything like that besides like just supporting the president? Do you have any agenda for your own? And we'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, okay. So I already mentioned about like my internal and external plan at like having the event. So instead of like just having GBM, we can have like more GBM, and then throughout the year we can have like smaller event, as I mentioned, like field trip and scavenger hunt, in order to like help connect people together with like internal, and then we can also have like sport day and other event that can connect people externally. And at the same time, I will like think that it is important beside the agenda and then support the president. I also think that it's important for us to like have like a golden manual or like a manual folder, you know, to keep track like everything, and then it can be like a resource for like our upcoming like next year e-board member.
I have a question for you. So as the Director of Logistics this year, and I see a lot of similarities in terms of roles between the Director of Logistics and Vice President. So what is the one big thing that you learn, or what is the lesson that you learn, or some challenge that you overcome in that position that you think you can apply to the Vice President position?
So like as I challenge myself to become the Director of Logistics, I have learned a lot of things, but then the most important thing that I think that I learned is like kind of like being able to allocate tasks efficiently to every member and like to work under pressure. So as you know, like being the director of logistics, I have to like decide which side that the prop need to be delivered from the stage, from the backstage to the stage, and then like at what time and like exact moment that it needs to be removed from the stage, and at the same time work with like the lighting and the sound system. So this is extremely and necessarily like important for us to like have tasks efficiently divided and allocated to each member with their strengths and like weaknesses. And this is and I think that being able to allocate tasks efficiently like that would help me as a vice president to allocate the tasks to our board member, and then just like if we have any event coming up, then we can allocate the tasks efficiently so everyone can work and collaborate together.
Chị có câu hỏi để cho Minh. Thì chị thấy có một cái rất là mạnh ở trong cái ban thuyết trình của em ấy là em tập trung vào để promote, để expand PSA ra ngoài. Thì chị muốn hỏi là em có một cái hướng đi gì cụ thể hơn cho internal của PSA không? Và em cũng là một người rất là có potential và em có một cái vision rất là cụ thể để expand PSA, thì chị cũng muốn hỏi thêm là tại sao em không apply cho president này, chị apply president thì em tin tưởng mình có khả năng như thế.
Well, because the reason why I didn't run for president is because for me, I'm also involved in a lot of other organizations, and I think that president for me right now is not the right time. However, vice president, I'm running because I really care about VSA, and I wanted to spread a lot more words for us to spread the word and for all the people to know about us. For example, I know a lot of people from SAFA, and I want to tell them that I'm vice president of VSA, so they know.
Câu hỏi từ Nhi Trần thì cho Như. So from working with you during Counter Show, I had the impression that you are not an outgoing person as the other candidate. And you have a small network on campus. So how do you plan to improve this aspect to serve well in your position?
So like for the external aspect, then like that's just like impression when I'm working during Culture Show. But then like as I already mentioned at the TED Festival, I was like the volunteer as like the game host, and then like I was working individually on my own, and then I was able to like make a lot of like connection with like the Temple ASA student and VSA, and also like UPenn VSA and ASA, and also like we still keep in contact until like today, and that is why I know that like they want to come to us more and enjoy us more, and then and I think that this is important for me to reach out to them first, and then like go and join their GBM and join their GBM and just like join all of the event that they hosted, so that I will be able to like make a good connection with them, and we can like have a good connection and mutual benefit for us.
All right.